they come waddling in, and their whole body does everything that any part of their body does. Like, they when
they have
walking,
that pointy tail. It's
very long tail,
like an otter tail.
Yes,
really.
yes.
They're like a
they do remind
dog
me of an
otter.
otter.
Oh my dog. Dog. Oh my dog.
Oh my dog, hey.
Oh my dog, hello.
We're back.
Back again.
And it's toy episode time, which means this is going to be a slightly shorter episode unless we continue to chitter like we normally do. Last episode, we started out and we're like, yeah, we have nothing to talk about. And then we talk for flippin' ever. But anyhow, we are going to do another breed-specific episode specifically about a dog that we've had multiple of as of late.
And we have multiple fosters that love this breed as well.
We do. The weenie, the Dachshund, the Dachshund, the AKA Dachshund in German means, where did I put this?
Badger dog.
Badger dog.
I don't get that.
Why?
Is it because they look
Should
like
I look
a
it up?
badger?
It's like that one Austin Powers episode where they kept like the Johnson and
The Winnie.
Oh boy.
I'll look up if they were actually meant to be badger hunters. While you tell us a little bit more about the dogs.
Yeah, so I've never been. I mean, I like dachshunds. Is it dachshund? Dachshund? Wiener?
So the shortened version is Doxy because it's Dachshund.
Right.
Because it's
Dachshund.
a German.
Gotcha. Okay.
But people say it all kinds of ways. I always call them wieners, but
Okay.
whatever you want to say.
Well, they've never been
They
my.
were meant to. Sorry, I just found it right away in my first search.
Absolutely.
The Dachshund was bred to scent, chase, and flush out badgers and other burrow-dwelling animals, hence the long and into the tube situation of their body shape.
Okay, well, I don't know if you've ever come across a badger, but they are tough
We had a dog
motherfuckers.
that got into a tussle with a badger once growing up because we were, on a farm and the
Right.
dogs were outside, and that was nasty.
They don't play.
They don't mess around.
Right.
My dad always said, if you ever see a badger, run. Like, get out of the way. He did.
Well, I've never been a huge fan of dachshunds. My estranged aunt had one growing up, and he was as about batshit crazy
He
as
was
she
rude.
was. So, I mean, they paired well, but
Yes. And I too had spent a lot of years saying I don't really care for wiener dogs because everyone I always encountered when I walked into the house, they lost their mind barking, and they were always barking out the window, and they have a shrill but also loud, very aggressively loud bark for being such a small dog.
yeah, my research, I have my little book here of, I don't know, 1,000 breeds of dogs, whatever. It said that they are strong-willed, tend to ignore commands when on the scent of prey, and they are barky.
Or the doorbell.
Yeah, they said that about, I think it was 174, if I remember correctly.
That looks like a dachshund.
There it is. I was right. It says bark protectively at unexpected visitors,
Yes, they're very noisy.
but are good with older children, which we'll get into that too.
Yes. So anyhow,
They're a great doorbell.
Yes, I was never a big fan because I didn't like the noise that comes out of them. However, over my more than a decade of fostering, I have had a few in my house. One of my favorite dogs I ever had actually was Chupacabra, who was a Chiweenie, so he was Chihuahua wiener dog, and I like that breed of dog. A nice mix of the two. But I've had a few purebred miniature dachshunds and then a couple of full-size dachshunds. In fact, we had one in our rescue where I had to go talk to the moo lady to get that.
Oh, yeah.
He was huge. That's a big boy.
Right. So there are the AKC, the American Kennel Club, recognizes a miniature and a standard-sized dachshund. A miniature being 5 to 6 inches tall, 9 to 11 pounds, and a standard being 8 to 9 inches tall and 20 to 26 pounds. However, the FCI, which we have found to be the
International Canine Federation.
You said it's French.
It's like
right? So FCI, but backwards.
Yeah.
International Canine Federation. recognizes 3 breeds based on their size.
I would challenge that there's a next level up because there are some real big ones that are like they're pretty,
I've always known them to be small, so I guess I've only really
not
known
huge,
miniatures.
but like 26 pounds. I know for a fact that the one that we had that came from Moo Moo Lady, that one was at least into the 30s. Like it was a pretty decent sized
an
dog.
overweight standard.
Yeah.
So because when I'm looking at the miniature and standard, I'm like, okay, so 9 to 11 pounds and 20 to 26 pounds. So what's in between there? I guess that's where the FCI
The minis can be very small though. Like there's a couple that I know that are, Chihuahua size, like or a large Chihuahua size, right? Like pretty little.
Right.
And in the way that people breed things now, right? It's like we either want mini or big, and there's nothing. So that medium-sized Dachshund we don't see as much anymore. We don't see the like standard anymore.
And I know, so one of our favorite fosters here in Madrid, Tracy and Johnny, they have Cardi B, who would be considered a mini Dachshund.
A mini weenie.
And she is
cocktail
a diva
weenie.
for sure.
Yes.
She loves to be carted around in her sling carrier. And then Kelly, our other foster in Ankeny.
Yes. So
which you adopted out the worst named dog ever.
We've talked about this.
We have talked about this.
It was clever, I thought.
If you say so. Rocco to Kelly.
And she's
back
still,
in Fluffy Butt days.
Yeah, she's still got Rockman. He was so one thing I really do like about Dachshunds is they come in quite literally every color.
Yes.
Every color. This was what you'd call, so it is a silver and a white. It's actually called a dapple, but so the dapple has more white than the other color. And then there's Merle as well. There's a lot of Merle colored Dachshunds. But Rocco was almost all white, and he had the coolest fur pattern. He's still alive. He has the coolest fur pattern. So his white hair on his body is about 1/4 of an inch longer than his silver fur. And his silver fur is like spots, and he's really neat. But he does suffer from kind of almost acne. And it's because of that coloration and his skin. So,
see, when I growing up, I
coloration.
Just only knew the
brown,
the black and brown ones.
Oh, black and tan, yeah.
They're black and tan, but this book says that they come in a variety of colors, and
the brown ones, of course.
Also, they are. There's a smooth-haired, which is the slick one, slick, shiny one. The long-haired. I guess Cardi would be the.
She's the long hair,
and so Cardi is.
Wait, maybe I haven't seen her.
No, Cardi B is
she's short-haired,
smooth, and so is Rocco. He's smooth.
Rocco is smooth.
Yeah. And then there's long-haired and then a wire-haired, which looks like...
Those are more rare. You don't see them as often.
I don't know as though I've ever seen a wire-haired.
I have definitely seen some, and a lot of times when you see the Chiweenie mixes, they pull that wire hair gene. Like they have that kind of wire hair look to them. So I've seen several like that. But yeah, wire hair. But they're not as common, for sure.
I think I like the long-haired ones best, I think.
They're
kind of cute, really.
Yeah, I like the smooth coat. Cam,
she really wants long. Look how long they are.
I know. Cam really wants a wiener dog, and she wants a wiener dog, and she wants a healer. I said, "Whose daughter
Does she
are
want
you?"
Roy?
Yeah,
mini healer.
I know.
There you go.
I try to show her.
He loves to be loved.
Yeah. Well, her bedroom is tapped out for a number of dogs that she can support on her income.
Her allowance. What else? Okay, so they do need plenty of exercise and mental stimulation, so they can get bored pretty easily. They need at least 20 to 40 minutes of exercise per day.
And I would say that's in their younger years.
Yeah.
Dachshunds hit a very strong wall at about age 5 where they become actual lumps. They don't do a whole lot. They're pretty chill and relaxed. They'll still go at you if you ring the doorbell.
Yeah.
But they don't need as much exercise.
Yeah, they're considered a scent hound.
And they are a hound, which is what I love because they're so small. And I love a hound dog.
That, right?
Yeah, I love a hound dog, but they were bred to do a really big task for how small they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're kind of a magical breed. But if you, much like Chihuahuas, which was our last featured breed, if you have one, you're going to have more than one.
I've heard that.
People always get, if they get Dachshunds and they fall in love with them, they're going to have more than one.
As far as grooming needs go, you added this. Dachshunds produce a special hair fat that helps them stay warm. Did not know that. They're like an otter.
Yes. Yeah, they have like an insulation. So they're like it's so especially the short-haired ones, they have it's like a micro double coat almost. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But the long-haired Dachshunds need daily grooming, so just
you want to brush those
comb
bad boys.
ran through them every now and again would be great.
Yep.
I don't know. What about, have you seen overweight? Are they prone to being overweight?
You know, it's funny because I have fostered probably 4 purebred Dachshunds, and 2 for sure were fat. So I think they can get overweight, which you have to be very careful because they are very prone to disc disease in their backs.
Right.
They can fall. Tell about Mr. Banks.
Oh, yeah. That is right. Mr. Banks was a Dachshund. He was a dapple.
Yeah, he was beautiful.
That was when we were with Fluffy Butts, and he was, what would you call him? Not paraplegic. What is it when it's just the back end?
Para.
Is that para?
Not
Okay.
quadrupara, yeah.
Thank you. So his back legs didn't work. And
Probably because of fall
he
or
was
an injury.
incontinent. And he was adopted by a wonderful human being in
Did you
Anamosa.
see she just got
I did see that. So she adopted Mr. Banks, and I had fostered him for a while. I got him some wheels, tried that. He was not keen on that at all.
Didn't want the wheels.
No, I did all the
I didn't know
things.
if he ever...
I did all the training videos. I did the, where you prop him up with the sling and you do the treat thing. He wasn't having any of it.
Yeah.
He gave 0 shits. And frankly, he got along and around just fine without it. He just hobbled along. Yeah, Rebecca.
But she got a this is considered a dapple. He's mostly white in the face. Is a very unique looking Dachshund that she got. 13 years old.
But
she adopted.
She adopted. Hold that up for just a second. So she adopted Banks, and she took care of him. I had even taken him in for acupuncture treatments, which didn't do anything. We looked at doing surgery for him, but they said that the recovery would be far harder on him than him just being as he was.
That way, yeah.
And the fact that he was getting along, when I mean getting along, I mean getting around, like physically moving himself around just fine. He got along fine. So she did belly bands on him for the rest of his life, and when he was with me, I had bought him suspenders. You can get little suspenders, and I attached the top ones to his collar and then the back ones to his belly band. Perfect. Because the long body, the belly band would just, like, as he hopped around.
Was it a diaper or was it a belly band?
It was a belly band.
Oh.
But it would, like, slide off
it would
because
shift
he would,
up
like,
and down the shaft of his body. Is that what
yeah.
you're saying?
So we got him suspenders.
Oh,
Cutest
my
thing.
gosh.
But anyway, she took care of him until he died just a couple months ago. And just today, I saw she adopted another.
Yeah, 2 days ago she got...
And he's blind.
Linus. He's
whatnot.
deaf and visually impaired. She said, I've adopted him, and I keep telling him all about Mr. Banks. He can't hear her, but she is telling him. He's so cute. But yeah, that's what happens. People get in, and those of us who become... What did that come from? Time out. We got to take a break.
Meet Linus, 13, still playful and super snuggly. He is deaf and visually
Well, I'm not doing the video anyway. I'll just...
impaired. So we're figuring things out. I adopted him and have been telling him all about Mr. Banks. So we're so happy for her, and yeah, he looks to be quite senior, and she's a perfect candidate for him. But yeah, so Dachshunds are generally healthy, but they have a risk for back issues, joint issues, vision, obviously, what we just talked about with Rebecca, and, the other normal health problems. But that's why we recommend that they are with families with older children because younger children can, drop them or
Well, yeah, or fall or step on them or pick them up or grab them wrong. Like you can hurt that dog's back really
yeah,
easy.
because they're a long-bodied dog, so just the way that weight is supported. That's what I didn't get. Like even when you look at these pictures, it's like that's a lot of weight across this, I'm like looking at a bridge or something. Like that's a lot of span.
The engineering is not sound in
Right.
these dogs. Well, and I understand that they wanted to make this dog, and I'm sure it was like it would be interesting for me to see the original Dachshund that was bred. And they're
Yeah.
like, that's what I'm looking
really
for
that
to
long?
hunt the badger and do all the things.
Right.
And now their legs, like their bellies about touch the ground.
Yes.
It's the same thing with a Basset Hound. So Mr. Bojangles, I got pet insurance on him because when I got him, Courtney, our foster and volunteer who works at a vet's office, she goes, he's great, but go ahead and get the pet insurance because he's going to have a back problem at some point in his life.
I mean, 6 inches tall. How tall is an iPhone? How tall is this? I shouldn't ask you.
You don't know. He'll say 12.
I was going to say a number much larger than what it was.
What is
Three.
That's probably
That should be 5 inches.
5 inches.
Okay, so a Dachshund is only an inch tall by AKC standards, 5 to 6 inches tall.
So that's
for
They're
miniature.
little
your
leggies
phone.
are
Your
this-
phone's like 7.5 or 8 inches tall.
Yeah, I bet you would think that.
If it was a masculine phone. But
Yeah, that's not very tall to support a whole.
and it's long. They're
to
like 3
support
times
11
as long.
pounds.
Yeah.
Right.
The engineering is just not making sense to me. But anyway, but they're so funny. They come waddling in, and their whole body does everything that any part of their body does. Like, they when
And
they're
they have
walking,
that pointy tail. It's
very
like,
long tail,
like an otter tail.
Yes,
really.
yes.
They're like a.
They do remind
Dog
me of an
otter.
otter. They are a dog otter. Yeah, they're very funny.
Speaking of funny mannerisms, side quest here. Ginger Snap, the Yorkie that just had puppies 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, formerly known as Holly something.
Apparently, as reported by Mom and Dad, she dives into the couch, and I mean like
Into,
where
like,
the
cushions.
back cushion meets the seat cushion. She dives into and goes into the couch on. I don't even know how to explain this on a podcast, but like into the couch.
She burrows.
And she'll go in one side and she'll just pop up on the other side.
That is an odd behavior for
a
any
Yorkie.
dog. And
Well,
a Yorkie
for any
in-
dog, but
But a Yorkie
in
is a
particular.
ratter, too. So they...
And now she started tearing up the couch cushions, and she's destroyed every squeaker toy that they have,
Well,
and then some. So,
mom's got to have fun, too, you know?
well. So, anyway, Dachshunds.
So, I thought, let's look into a couple of kind of fun, famous Dachshunds.
Oh, yeah.
But first, I want to tell a little bit about like how long they've been around. So they are German. Comes from the words badger and dog. So Dachs, which is Dachs, a badger, and Hund, which is dog. And breed first emerged in the early 1500s.
Wow.
She's been around a while, but it wasn't until 1885 that they were recognized by the AKC. So there was just these lowrider dogs that everyone's looking over. And then, so there's some famous ones here that I wanted to call out. So Lump was Pablo Picasso's dog who inspired some of his art. And if you've ever seen the Picasso's art, that's like the line art. Have you ever seen his line drawings?
Yeah.
He has several famous line drawings of Lump, which is his dachshund.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do they have one ear or two? Is that Picasso?
Yeah.
The one that cut his ear
Vincent
off?
Van Gogh.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
My bad.
I knew where you were going, but Lump slept in Picasso's bed, ate from his dinner plate, and used his 7-foot bronze Picasso statue as a urinal.
Wow.
Yes, or his, yeah. So anyway,
It's a large fire hydrant.
yeah. Well, Lump, which
More
I really
expensive
liked. All of the names of, a lot, not all of these, not the next one, but several of the names of these famous weenies I'm going to put into my arsenal because Lump, come on, that's
Right.
great. John Wayne had a dachshund. His name was Blackie, and he alerted John Wayne's wife to a fire in their home, and he was
Nice.
awarded a hero's medal by his family. But yeah, he saved their lives by probably that loud ass bark. He's
Right.
like, "Mom, something ain't right." And Waddle and Hexel were two dachshunds owned by Kaiser Wilhelm II. They almost caused an international incident when they destroyed one of Ferdinand's golden pheasants. Who is Ferdinand?
Archduke.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand? I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the name, but I don't know, like, why I should know the name.
Yeah. Well, that was in a movie. Archduke. Wasn't that in Cinderella?
Wow. I don't know.
Cinderella, like to say Cinderella. Do the dish.
But I liked the name, so I included them. Waddle and Hexel.
I do like that too.
Um,
Our fosters really need to get with the name game, man.
we have been really slacking on our cool names lately, and we're calling you all out. We gotta do better.
Here I am with Roy.
But honestly, like, now that I know, like, it's Roy, like, what else would he be? You know what I mean? The Caruso was a little black and tan dachshund who, more recently was made famous for having all kinds of different funky costumes and viral videos. You should look him up. He's got the cutest outfits, but he ended up raising over $100,000 for Cornell University Hospital for animals. And so
Yeah.
we need
Oh, no.
something. Apparently we need to bring in wieners to raise money for us. I don't know. Doesn't feel right for all I stand for, but
What is that? Oh, the Magic Mike show. We should have like a magic dachshund
well, we have
show.
talked about this. So
Oh,
we
a
can-
dog show. Yeah.
I really want to do. Well, we talked about doing like the grooming
like
one.
a catwalk, but a dog walk.
Yes. So I really love art and fashion and all kinds of things like that. And of course, I love dogs. So we've talked about doing a large scale art event where it's like the height of it is a quite literal catwalk for dogs. We have design students come from Iowa State or wherever. They have a day to build outfits for these dogs.
Wow.
And then we do a dog walk. And it's a big fundraiser for the rescue or whatever.
That's crazy.
I have a grand idea for that. I don't know who's going to implement it for me, but
We need to get on that event committee.
yeah, I don't know. I have this really exact idea of how I want it to go, but I don't know how to make it happen. So anyway, but it has something to I think that would be cool.
If you are a foster volunteer for us and you raised your paw for the event committee, we have not forgotten you.
No, we need to jump into that. We're just
We
waiting.
have the group created on Facebook.
We
And
do.
Kara and I are the only members at this point. We just need to add them. So stay tuned.
we're on it.
working on it. We're doing our best. There's a lot of shit that needs done. It's
But we have
kind
been
of
getting better
on the
about
back
asking
burner.
for help. So
Definitely.
we're getting there. That is the long and short of the wiener dog.
I see what you did there.
Did not have that planned. That just organically came to me, and so I want that marked down in my diary.
Well, I have a bad dog joke.
Well, you're not supposed to announce it. You're supposed to squeak it in. But go ahead.
Actually,
This is stolen.
this is, well, kind of, really.
Borrowed.
So the other morning I was laying in bed scrolling Facebook notifications because I get like 1,000 of them now every
Yeah.
morning, and they're all, oh my dog. They have nothing to do with me personally.
No one cares about
whatsoever.
us,
No one
but-
gives a shit about my most recent post. But anyway, we were tagged in a post by What You Smokin' Barbecue out of Little Luther, Iowa, hub of the universe, if you
Yeah.
weren't
if
aware.
you like those smoked meats, that's where to roll up.
Oh my God. So Luther, Iowa does have a Facebook page. I don't know if you knew that either, but being the hub of the universe, why not? There were 2 hogs on the loose.
They were so cute. I wanted to go rescue them. I was like, are we going to be a hog rescue now? Because I'll find a spot for them.
But it was, I mean, that you could. I knew the picture because I grew up in the area, so like I knew where they were based on the background of the picture, and it's like right across the street from What You Smokin', and I'm like,
They're just circling the...
were they like in the pen?
That's what I'm
and
saying. Do we need to go help them?
for up next, and
I
maybe
know. They were too cute, though. They were, like, spotted.
That place is definitely the opposite of a no-kill shelter.
Right. True. You rescue them, we smoke them. Anyway, they do meet your
It's like meet the staff.
meet the staff MEAT
MEAT.
meet the staff
So
Monday.
Cute.
And so every Monday not every Monday, but
it can't be every Monday. They don't have that much
they don't
staff.
have that many staff. But anyway, they had
4 times a year they do meet the staff Monday quarterly.
they had their front desk gal Briley on there 2 Mondays ago, and I don't know her personally, Frank. I mean, but in their little questionnaire it says, what is a charity that you or
that you want to tell people about
that
or
you
support
fundraise
or whatever.
for or whatever. And she chose us, and so at 8:30 in the morning in my
So
state,
cute. And they
I get on
tagged us
there.
and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it was
tagged us and
great.
everything. I'll get on there. I'm like, hey, Briley, thanks for all the support. What is a dog's favorite what you smoke inside? Cheesy potatoes, of course.
And she didn't tell me that she had posted this. And of course, I get the same notification. So I'm like, oh my God, that's adorable. I'm like, let me check the comments. Freaking Holly's on there throwing down dog puns before I'm even out of bed. Like, what? I've taught her well. It was like the proudest moment of my pun.
Kara sends
life.
me a screenshot. She's like, nobody's gonna believe that this wasn't me.
Because she did it on the Oh My Dog account. So I was like,
well, and also because it was at 8 o'clock in the morning.
both. Yeah.
I'm never up at that hour. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
my cheesy
Quite literally cheesy dog.
joke.
So stupid.
Oh man.
All right.
We do want to talk about a featured foster again.
For the love of toast.
Yeah, toast. Yeah, toast.
Come on, Toast. Toast has been shared far and wide. We've had a lot of people trying to help us network her. She really, really wants to...
This is baffling to me, honestly. So we've had Toast for over a year, and she was with a foster in Luther, actually, for quite some time. She was from October till March. I think she was with them for about 6 months.
It was a long time.
And she
Longest
was
at that point that we'd had.
Right, and she was adopted out, and she didn't do well in her foster home for all of the obvious reasons.
But namely, she didn't want to be with other dogs.
Yeah, well, the 2 resident dogs were Bichons. Yeah,
well,
I
there
know.
we go.
And
Little
so
clouds
the
from the
combination to me was a little odd, but I've seen weirder.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I didn't know that. I assumed it was another big dog.
You do you, boo. But she spent a lot of time in a kennel and not in like a wire crate kennel, like in a pet taxi kennel. And she just, kept busting out of that, and it just wasn't an ideal situation. It was.
I think that she's been spiraling with her mental health for a while.
Yeah, and so we
starting
transferred
from where
her,
she came from.
Yeah, well, she came from an absolute shit show in southern
Horrible.
Iowa.
Tied onto a front porch, shot, run over by a car.
Yeah, I mean, this girl's got a bullet on her X-rays, like
literally in her
come
body,
on.
a bullet. Like, we know what's happened here. Starved.
Yeah, on a chain. Bad situation.
Yeah.
So going from where she was to that, like obviously an upgrade, but still not ideal.
Right.
So she was returned, and our good friend Jessica in Cambridge watched her for another 6 months.
I asked her to watch her for a couple days.
Right.
She had her for,
Yeah.
like 6 months.
And,
which, thank you.
we're all doing our best, and it was what it was, but her mental health was deteriorating, and Jessica knew that.
She's like,
Yeah.
because she has a little dog in the house that she couldn't have Toast in the house, because she's got a little Cheweenie who is the spicy. She will take you out.
Yeah.
She's little, but they would not have meshed, and Toast would have killed her, honestly.
Right.
So
and Toast is sorry that we didn't mention this before, but she's a cattle dog.
Yeah.
Cattle dog mix. probably cattle dog pit mix based on her blocky
She
head.
came in, though, at like well, by the time she got adopted out, she was about 65, 70 pounds. She's down to 45 now, and not because of anything other than pure stress. Like she was stressed out at Jessica's house, not because she was not being, they took her on walks every day. They took her on car rides. She was very well loved, but she was in an indoor-outdoor run that was adjacent to chickens. And she spent all day, every day, losing her ever-loving mind over her prairie drive for these chickens.
Right. And it never deteriorated.
She just was spiraling
You would think that eventually she would get used to them being over there.
Never got used to it.
Yeah. And so going into winter, Jessica, and with the mental health deterioration, Jessica was like, hey, we need to figure something else out for the betterment of this dog.
Yeah.
And ironically, a high school friend of mine, he's really a high school friend of my brother, but we're all friends. I mean, whatever. It's small town bullshit. They adopted Butterball, Lucy. And I went to the adoption. She was being fostered by a foster in Madrid, and I just happened to be down the road at the time, and so I went up there and to oversee it and see him and say hi. I haven't seen him for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And I said, well, it's really too bad that you guys have other dogs because we have this healer, cattle dog, whatever it is. I mean, she looks like a cattle dog, but she also looks like a healer. I mean, in my mind, she's a healer, but
she's
whatever.
Speckly, whatever.
And they're like, oh, well, what's going on with her? And so I told them the story, and they live on a farm and they work with dogs and they've worked with healers. He has a healer. He knows a lot of cattle herdsmen and whatnot that are looking for dogs like her. And so he said, well, we've got an empty stall. We can help her out. I mean, it's better than where she's at. It's better than being euthanized. It's better than going to a shelter.
Because we were
days
away from
her.
sending her to a literal shelter, which is the opposite of why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly.
But we were
out of options.
We didn't know what to do because she was literally deteriorating.
And we have, when we say that we have shared this girl across the country, we are literally, I mean,
thousands.
Even into Canada.
Yeah.
We've contacted cattle dog specific rescues.
Our fan mail mentioned Toast.
All
Everybody
of it.
knows we're trying so hard to find her somewhere.
Thousands of times.
She deserves good, and she just hasn't had it.
And so anyway, Jessica brought Toast over to Travis's, and I met them all there last Sunday, and it went the way that it went, and
well, she proved that she can't be with other dogs one-on-one or
within the first 5 minutes she was after their resident dog, and it just it breaks your heart, and at some point.
And she's doing that because of a lot of reasons. It's not because she's
an
aggressive
I think she's
dog.
Mentally.
Yeah, it's not because she is a bad dog or an aggressive dog. She's actually very loving and quite literally has been walked down the road by a 3-year-old. She's very sweet and gentle and a good girl. But she has such fight or flight mentality at this point, and she's not flying because she knows she wants to stay near the resources, so she's going to fight for them because she's had to fight for resources and to survive her whole life.
I mean, the way that she reacted to that dog when I was there, it wouldn't surprise me if she once was in a fight dog situation, in a ring.
Well,
situation.
I do know for a fact. I know she wasn't, but you're right. That's how she acted. But what did happen was she was tied up to a porch, and other dogs attacked her.
There you go.
And so she was bait because she couldn't get away. So she was tied up. So she would get beat to a pulp by these neighborhood dogs or, country dogs that were running.
Yeah.
And she quite literally finds it to be her only way of survival is to go to that fight mode as soon as she sees another dog. It's like a fighting dog.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that I remember now. Didn't she have really infected ears when she came in? Because
severely.
Yeah.
So she's literally been through hell and back a few times. Yeah.
So anyway, Travis is working with her. We're just gonna kind of see how this lays out, but she needs a job. She needs something to do, but she needs to be alone. I mean, solo dog.
An only dog. Yeah.
So we're trying to find the best solution for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you know anybody,
I mean, some people out there in this world, we don't get it, but they like to just have one dog.
that's right.
And that's amazing, and that's what we need. We
Hard
need
to
somebody who
find.
wants to focus their whole lives on one dog.
What about that guy that was looking for Kaboom? I mean, she's young.
Yeah, she's too young because the math. Hold on, let me get out my chalkboard marker. No, the math ain't mathing. She's too young.
Yeah.
She's got so much life left to live, and she's got so much love. She rides great in the car, loves to look out the window, loves to walk. Jessica and Russ walked her every day as much as they could, and she loved it. She went from not quite understanding the leash and going on walks to, like, loving it. So she loves
think
that.
she
She would do
would
great on adventures.
Protect you and a flock or a herd.
Yeah, I think she'd
I
be a
mean,
great
frankly,
farm dog if she didn't have small animals.
I would put her up against a coyote any day of the week.
Sure.
Any day of the week.
Yeah.
And not worry.
It's a National Geographic episode right there.
I mean, the coyote population,
Toast versus Theodes.
if you don't live out in the boondocks like I do, it's out of control.
Well, and where I live, I'm feeding the raccoons
Yeah, you're just feeding
Snickers.
the raccoon Snicker bars over here. Jesus Christ. I'm trapping them. I'm trapping them every night so they don't decimate my flock of chickens, and you're over here feeding them Snicker bars.
What's crazy is
Fantastic, Kara.
what's
Thank
crazy
you.
is my next door neighbors have a huge flock of chickens.
But
But
no,
the
they're not
raccoon-
interested in that. Why
No.
would they? They got Snicker bars on the porch over here.
I'm feeding them.
For love's sake.
I was feeding them Snicker
Do
bars.
you want rotten ass birds or Snicker bars? I
Snicker
don't know.
bars. These are city birds. City birds and city raccoons. Neither one of them knows about each other. They don't care. The raccoons are there for my trash and my Halloween candy.
Trash pandas.
Oh my God, it was so cute. I love those things.
Oh my god. All right. Well, this is a mini-sode. That's just.
We've talked about wiener dogs, which we talk about those.
And I can't believe the lack of wiener jokes that we've snuck in here.
Not one.
Well, there was the phone.
A couple. Maybe some light utterings.
That's not a joke.
It is to us. Oh, shit. All right. Well, until next time,
Measure your wiener.
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Oh my dog.
What I mean when I see, what I see, what I feel, when I dream, when I be, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Everybody look at me when I'm free, when I feel, what I see, when I do it, I'm a freak, what up? Oh, what up? Say what we got, it's hot to spot, give up the drop, see what we got, do what, we got to go, the body flow, too hot to show, the front row, we won't stop.